Live. We'll call it live. What's going on, everybody? Here we are, live before lock, Friday, May 3rd, 13-game MLB slate on the docket. I think everything's looking fine from a weather perspective. At the very least, I'm not making any changes. If you tuned in earlier, you got this lovely pairing for a Yahoo-specific show. Now you get it for everything. Jake, what's going on?
Same as before. Just now we're talking about all sites. So had a good Yahoo show, and now we get to talk about everything here on Friday.
I know. I'm excited for this. I'm going out, getting some dinner after this, and could sweat some lineups while I jam charcuterie down my throat. I can't wait. All right. So you and I have not really talked about anything outside of our likes and dislikes for Yahoo. So before we get started, live before lock's the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Any monthly package you choose, including packages with Fantasy Cruncher. All you have to do is enter the promo code live before lock, and you can get 50% off anything you choose. And I'm dropping 2 links into our YouTube chat right now. If you sign up at TVG using the promo code WELCOME20, you get a free $20 bet and a $100 bonus because it's Derby season. And if you're looking to get some action on the Kentucky Derby, we have 2 links for you that'll help you do that. One of which I just dropped now. Use the promo code WELCOME20, which I'm also dropping into chat. $20 free bet and a $100 bonus at TVG. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, this next link for Twin Spires might do the same. Free $100 bonus for signing up if you click that link. So if you're looking to get any action on the Kentucky Derby this weekend, or any horse racing for that matter moving forward, feel free to use either one of those links. For those that are asking in YouTube chat, Fast Eddie Fear, live at 7 o'clock, breaking down both NBA games. Get excited.
Very excited.
We've been told that the hair game is strong today. You're normally a strong hair game guy for these shows. I'm normally a hat guy. No hat today.
I just let it do what it does, and that's good enough, I suppose, for these shows at least.
There you go. X Cossack asked me if I'm hitting up Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Do a couple of beer bongs, though, and I think we'll be okay. Whoa, I just moved the entire overlay right off the screen. There we go. I should get out of OBS now. It's probably going to make it worse. All right, now we're here. It's time to check out what we're doing. We've got pitching. I know you're going to be DK, so Where are you landing on DraftKings today with your pitching exposures?
The chalk, at least at the top, Sale and Paxton, I was able to get really good lineups, or what I feel are really good lineups, and contrarian lineups with my hitters with the chalk pitching. So Sale's just too cheap. Even if he is a little bit hurt, I'm not all that worried about him. I mean, he was able to get swings and misses his last few starts. And he can surrender a couple runs here and still be okay. I still think the strikeouts are going to be there. Paxton, a little bit tougher, but he is my number 2 guy. And then after that, it's a huge drop-off. And then it is Eichhoff, Robbie Ray, and Boyd. And kind of my next tier, all between 10 and 20%. And everyone else below 10, including Glass now. He might sneak up into the 10% or 15% range by the time we get to lock. But, yeah, that's about it.
You said Eichhoff, Robbie Ray, and who?
Boyd.
Wow, we are going to have very different days.
Yep.
I have 8% Eichhoff, 8% Ray, 3% Boyd. So I'm guessing that you have very little Shane Bieber.
Correct. I had 1 share out of 150 of my last one.
Okay. I'm guessing that you have very little Joe Musgrove.
I had 2%.
Okay. And then I'm almost positive I'm going to be alone on this one compared to you, but if there's anybody that you might have, it might be this guy. Any Kyle Gibson?
None on my last one.
Oh my God. What are you doing to yourself?
I know.
He's going to have problems with this. You might have to have a sit down with him.
I upped his innings. I gave him almost 6 innings, and I just can't quite get there. So I don't think he's a bad player or anything. It's just like the guys on the deeper dive were saying, casualty of the slate. There's so many other options in that price range.
He's really the only guy that I have 15% of Gibson right now, 6% of Trent Thornton. That's as far down as I'm really going with any volume. But I'm kind of landing there. Will Griffey just said that I look like Mad Bum's twin based on his FanDuel picture. I have no idea, but I'll take it, I guess.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're not throwing 95-mile-per-hour fastballs at guys' heads like Bumgarner likes to do.
I wish I was. I can throw like a 75-mile-an-hour fastball at someone's head if you'd like.
I think I top out at about 62, 60. So
I could probably get a couple over 70, and then I'm going to need like a week or two to recover.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's not there's no 8 first digit any longer. That is years gone by.
I never even got close to that. So
that was not a game 80 either. That's a if I need a couple 80.
It's a crow hop for me.
Yeah. None of it matters. Every one of my other friends were like, 90, 91.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a buddy that was just good. Quarterback in college type stuff. Had a cannon. Terrifying too. Okay, so that's where we see you for pitching. So here's where I'm at. I have 67% Chris Sale.
Okay. On DK?
Yes.
Okay.
37% on FanDuel. So comparable in terms of the ratio. Look, it's still too early for me. It's May 3rd. I can't just assume that everything that I see in April is my problem. We might look back at this start as the first start of Chris Sale just being Chris Sale and never having a price at 9,900 again this season. Because if Chris Sale is right, there's no chance that he's less than 5 digits ever. And until that happens, I'm willing to take, it doesn't matter to me that he's 37% owned because he grades out so far better than every other pitcher on this slate, including James Paxton for me, that I can't go a different direction. And I'm willing to take that chance. And if I go wrong, I need to hope that one of those other 33% of my lineups do well.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. So I'm on the same page, like playing a ton of Sale.
I'd rather die with Sale than regret it.
Yeah, you're like, if you look back and you're like, man, did we really not play a $9,900 Chris Sale against the White Sox? And he got 30 DK points. Yeah, it's not even a FOMO thing. It's a projection thing. He projects well at every resource you're going to find today. Even if you factor in like a little bit of a nagging injury, he was still able to have quality performances for a $9,900 pitcher over his last few starts. So he's just too cheap. I'll eat the chalk there.
Imagine having this take and thinking that anyone should listen to you in chat. Chris Sale, an atrocious play at his price.
Let me guess. Last initial V.
Ding, ding, ding. On the nose.
Our buddy.
I'm not even kidding. If I said that, I would never expect anybody to take anything I said seriously again.
Yeah, I mean, he's not an atrocious play. It's
at his price. That's the reason that he's an incredible play. It's the true, it is the reason. the price is, if he were priced like Chris Sale should normally be, and he was 11-1, it would be a completely different story. The fact that he's 9-9 is what makes him an incredible play.
Right.
That is the most important piece of basically every single person you roster, their price.
There should always be a price or an ownership that you'll roster someone.
Yeah.
Outside of literally the worst hitters in the MLB, but for 99% of guys, they should be rosterable for you at the right price / right ownership.
There's a reason that Chris Davis was getting ridiculous projected ownership when he was priced at $700 or whatever his stupid salary was on FanDuel. people forget that in the grand scheme of things, this really doesn't have anything to do with baseball. Like, this is an asset management game. We have a certain amount of money that we can spend, and we're trying to maximize that the best way that we can. Baseball just happens to be like the topic, but we could treat these guys as widgets. And this particular widget is never $9,900.
No, he's just not a $9,900 pitcher. So if you think he's hurt, if you've got insider info that he's hurt, don't play him.
Yeah, there's obviously risk.
There's risk in everyone, though. And it's not even like he's going to be 65% owned or 70% owned. He's literally, I think he's under-owned at this price if he's going to be even 40%. On DK, I'm talking. So if you want to go elsewhere on FanDuel, I think that's fine. Or if you're playing one lineup and you just want to be different, fine. There's always reasons to not play a guy on a 13-game slate. But if you're playing 150 max, you should have a very healthy amount of Chris Sale exposure.
Yeah. I understand pivoting. I understand not liking him because of his results in 2019. But to say at that price he's atrocious is one of the more ridiculous things that you can say about baseball. Anyway, Chris Sale, James Paxton. I've got 4 other guys in double digits on DraftKings. Kevin Gausman? Anything?
What's that?
Kevin Gausman.
What? I did not get him.
Okay. Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did not get him. Joe Musgrove, Kyle Gibson. Those are my other 4 guys that I have exposure to. So Paxton, Sale, Gausman, Bieber, Musgrove, not Lopez, Gibson. Those are like my core 6.
Okay.
It's not Merlot, Mark Smith, Cabernet.
That's my favorite. I'm not a huge wine guy, but that's what I drink when I do.
I drink wine so my bones don't ache. Beer makes the bones hurt.
Well, yeah. But I got a gluten-free beer right here.
Woodbridge? What are you drinking? Omission?
Omission. Yeah. That's exactly what I got right here.
Went through it a lot at probably your age. Cut the gluten out for a while before the wedding. Got all thin and shit.
It's a health thing for me. So, but it also does just make you feel better.
Yeah, it certainly does. But this isn't live before lock eating edition. So let's talk hitting. Where are you landing at the high end?
Let's go to hitters. I'll just search by my exposures for my last crunch. Well, I guess not really high end, similar to Chris Sale, but for a hitter reason. I mean, he's 4,400, and JD Martinez is way underpriced against Reynaldo. I mean, I know Reynaldo's coming off a great start, but it's still like he's 600 to 800 to 1,000 underpriced here. So I'm playing a ton of JD. The other guys that are expensive that I'm playing are somewhat expensive are like Choi at 4,500. Getting a lot of FAM, so you can tell I'm stacking a lot of Tampa Bay. Bryce Harper at 4,600. I don't understand that one either, but I guess I'll take advantage of that. Not a ton of super expensive hitters. I would like to get some more Philly stacks in there, but when I'm playing a ton of Sale, even though Sale is underpriced, I'm also playing a lot of Paxton, so it's tough for me to get to the super, super expensive stacks.
Yeah, top 4 for me right now on DK. Rays, Red Sox, Rockies, Phillies. And on FanDuel, Rays, Red Sox, Nats, Phillies.
Rays, Red Sox. So you got all the expensive ones.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess.
The Red Sox were the ones that I got to the most outside of Tampa.
Yeah, I'm more than double the field on the Red Sox. I'm like 3 times the field on them on FanDuel. And then Nats on FanDuel, I'm like 4 times the field. Those are my biggest jumps over where public ownership is. Really hard to get away from the Rays today. They grade out just so much further above every other team for me that even though they are chalky, like I'm under the field on the Rays on FanDuel, but I still have a ton. And on DK, I'm actually over them even though they're chalk.
I'm like right at the field on DK, but that's like 10% of your stacks. So
it's really hard to avoid somebody like Brandon Lau at the top or Tommy Pham or Choi. I mean, I have 10+% of every single hitter in the Rays lineup.
Jeez, that's a good amount of exposure.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a 6 total almost going into Baltimore to face a pitcher that we both think is bad, plus a bullpen that's even worse. So don't if you're fading Tampa, if you think you're getting cute and fading Tampa or whatever, don't count your dollars when Straley throws 5 somewhat clean innings because it's not even close to over.
Yeah, like people will immediately see that and think like, oh, he's chalk donkey. No, I'm avoiding chalk elsewhere. Like the Rangers, for example, on FanDuel are like the second or third most owned stack. I barely have them. I want to play the chalk when I think it's really good. When I think it sucks, I'm not even anywhere near it. It'll all come out in the wash in the end. So yeah, I like the Rays grade out on a completely different level than any other team for me. So I have to at least have relatively high exposure.
Yeah. And, if we weren't playing a bunch of Sale and Paxton, then we probably wouldn't. And, Musgrove or whoever you're playing up top, or I guess Musgrove's not expensive, then you wouldn't really, like, you could make the case for pivoting off a bunch of Rays. But if you agree that Sale is the play, if you agree that Paxton is up the play or one of the plays, you just kind of fall into Tampa here. They're just going to project out so much better, like you said.
Yeah, they grade out so well, it's insane.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about Red Sox particularly on FanDuel, where they're going basically unowned.
Yeah,
that I'm excited to see. I hope that entire team just smashes. Who's the team that's high owned that you are not getting to?
So after Tampa on DK, do you have Colorado?
Colorado's third for me.
Who's second for you?
Red Sox.
As far as total ownership on their hitters?
Red Sox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I agree with the Red Sox. The Rockies, I'm surprisingly not getting to a lot of them. Okay. I'm getting bits and pieces of Arenado and Story, like we talked about on the Yahoo show. But I just don't really love targeting Robbie Ray, and they're really expensive. So that's an expensive one-off when you're trying to play these mid-tier stacks plus a ton of Sale plus a ton of Paxton. So I get it. Those guys are great plays, great raw point plays, but first of all, I'm not really excited about the rest of the lineup besides Arenado and Story. And then they're just kind of priced out of me getting to them.
Yeah, I'm basically neutral with the field. I have 6% Arenado, 13% Story. I don't have anybody more than 14% in that game. So Iannetta, 14%. I wish he would be less owned. Love that dude against lefties.
Well, yeah, he does hit lefties really well.
What else do we have to point out that I think would be interesting? Is there somebody getting ownership that I'm not getting to? You have Boyd. What are you doing with Kershaw?
Did not really get there.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad about. I don't think he's the same guy. And again, this entire slate comes down to Sale and Paxton for me. And those guys grade out much better.
Yep.
A few points better than Kershaw, both. So yeah, there's really no reason for me to get there outside of just a complete ownership pivot.
We're on the same page. I have 4% on DraftKings. Like, he is just whatever I get guy. This slate is so deep with pitching. It's insane.
Yeah. I can only imagine what tomorrow's going to be like when me and EMAC have the strategy show live before lock. I'm sure we're going to be scrapping, just wishing we had Kyle Gibson on this slate or on the tomorrow slate, or Sonny Gray for 8,200. We haven't even talked about.
What's the slate look like for tomorrow?
I haven't checked, but
I'll take a look quick. Maybe you'll get lucky and it's split. Nope, it's not. It's maybe it will be. So there's a 1 o'clock game, 3 4 o'clocks, and then a 6 o'clock, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 10 game main.
10 game main. Okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Hopefully we get some quality options there.
Rich Hill, Weaver, Freeland, Erod, Wheeler.
Wheeler, I like. Yeah.
Corbin, Arrieta.
I mean, I have no clue who these guys play against.
Sure.
But,
well, I'm trying to name the guys that are like functional from day to day.
Right. It was like a bunch of like a list of pitchers that I just like to play in general, and then decide if I'm going to play them that day.
Yeah. Do you have any idea who your most exposed hitter is today?
Honestly, it might be Curtis Granderson when all is said and done. It's probably going to be JD though. Looking at what I'm getting right now.
Same.
It's kind of hard not to.
Apparently, it's not. Only 18% owned.
Yeah,
I have 28 right now.
Because like the opportunity costs, like you still get 2 more outfielders, so it's not like you can't play JD plus another 5% owned outfielder and then another 3% owned outfielder.
Xander Bogaerts projected for 3%.
That's ridiculous. We just got an ownership update, by the way.
Nice.
Just now.
Let me drop that in. I'll probably rerun crunches in like 15 minutes. The Dodgers and is it Dodgers Padres? Am I thinking of that right? Yeah. I'm not terribly concerned with anything that comes out there outside of what's the injury issue? Freeze is potentially not in the lineup. So,
well, that just means Muncy. You just get more Muncy.
No one wants any Muncy.
I'll take the Muncy.
Most people just want to roster good players,
And I know that's why you need Muncy in there.
I'm not familiar. How's he doing this year? I honestly have no idea.
Well, not as wild as last year when he just homered every night for a month straight.
When he was just on like a ridiculous run of luck.
Yeah. He hasn't been. I haven't been getting too many tweets about it, so I'm assuming he hasn't been that spectacular yet.
He's falling back down to earth.
Yeah. He
is splits of 237, 333, 443. That's a 108 weighted runs created plus. That's like pretty much what I expected. Not the 162 weighted runs created plus that he hung up last year.
He'll get that up. I mean, he's an above player. Yeah.
Or will he just continue to be the guy that he was for every single year before last year?
I mean, he wasn't a above average player until last year.
I know. Now he's 28 years old. I'm so happy that he's going to have 1 year and 1 year only. Max Muncy is the Brady Anderson of the Dodgers.
Oh, come on. Brady Anderson? I didn't even know that reference. I think that was before my time. Or maybe it was like when I was a small child. But he literally hit like 50 homers 1 year, right? And then he never hit more than like 20.
Well, he was on the gas and all, so that'll do it.
Yeah. Got his contract.
Mark Smith, bet Josh was laughing at the D'Angelo Russell news. What happened?
He got caught with pot at the airport.
Oh, wait, no, I read that. It's like a drinking ticket. It's like the $50 fine or something stupid.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I didn't laugh at that. I'm annoyed that he has to even go through the process.
I doubt he has to do much for that. Probably just some
the fact that he even has to pay the fine is ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. No, I didn't. It's not that I don't like. It's not like I want bad things to happen to D'Angelo Russell. I just think he's incredibly overrated. He's like the Max Muncy of basketball.
So he's really good, but you just don't realize it yet. Got it.
No, way different. Russell's like 23 years old or something. He actually has potential. His skill set is just overrated, but that's not what anybody wants. You know what everybody wants?
What do they want? Dong picks?
They want dong picks. It is 6:30, which means time to pick dongs. And honestly, I'd pick a different one than mine, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
Jake, you are on the board now, thanks to ya boy. Shout out Ben Raza. Suarez went yard for you, correct?
That's
pulling
right.
It up now. Did anybody get any dongs on? I'm like, this is not loading the way that I would want it to.
On Wednesday? I don't think so.
Why is this loading like this?
Yeah, because I was in chat. I think I picked Bryce Harper. I don't think anybody else donged.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we didn't do a show last night. I was like, why is there nothing else here? I think Emac got one, actually. I think Rhys Hoskins went yard.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive he did. Emac, you're in the chat. Emac, did you get a dong on Wednesday for Rhys Hoskins? I'll let Chris handle this. Anyway, Jake has... now I got to enter zeros for everybody to make this. I need to fix this sheet. I made it better, but I somehow made it worse at the same time, which is probably a story for most of the things that I do in life. I gave Emac the dong, which would put Emac tied with me at a ridiculous 5 dongs in 10 picks. That's some Awesemo level picks right now. I've got 5 in 19. Chris has 4 in 21. Jake bringing... Oh, Spags in chat. Rhys Hoskins did in fact go yard on Wednesday. Chris, I just gave you a 0 for whoever you picked because I just assumed they didn't go yard. Jake got 1 in his 17, but that one happens to be Suarez, who is not available on this slate. So you're going to need to figure something out.
For the pinch hit, but...
Look, if you take him for the pinch hit, if you take him for a pinch hit and he hits a dong, I think it should count for 2. I think if you want to call pinch hit home runs, you should get 2 for it.
Yeah, at least.
So who you got? I'll give you the floor. You could have anybody you want, except for the guy that I want.
Well, all right. No Coors Field, obviously. I will take Justin Turner for the Dodgers.
Wow, I thought for sure you were going JD there.
Oh, come on. I mean, he's a fine play.
Number 1 in the model right now.
He should be, probably. That's a good pick.
Justin Turner coming in at a crisp 100.
100 what?
That's his rank in my home run model.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your model's broken.
I think my model is pretty dialed in right now.
I mean, JD at 1, you probably got like Muncy at like 700. So,
yeah, I don't. How many rows are you allowed to have in Excel? Like 1.4 million or something. He's probably down there.
Muncy's not playing though, so.
Oh, well then I tried searching for him, didn't find it at the first time, but then I realized that I typed in Mancy, which clearly isn't going to show up either way. All right, so Justin Turner, the pick is in. I don't have much of a choice on this one. I'm going chalk, staying out of Coors. Not a guy that I would normally have expected to take, but come on down with your goofy last name. I've got Brandon Lau.
Oh, I thought you were going to take JD.
No, I'm not taking the number 1 guy in my home run model. That feels like cheating.
Oh, because your model is just automatic? Or what?
So far.
Long season.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I can pay for my losses at this point. Yeah, Brandon Lau. There it is. Emac, you're in chat. Spags, you're in chat. Drop your garbage in there.
That's right.
Nothing matters. Brandon Lau will get a number 1 or a number 2 next to his name in the list. Spags going Jose Abreu. I assume he made that pick after he watched my home run model show up on the screen.
Vogelbach, Emac picks. That's an elite pick.
Where are you seeing that? Is it in Premium Slack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Abreu coming in number 43.
Who got Abreu?
Chris.
Against Sale?
I guess.
Yeah, what? Oh, okay. I mean, sure.
Vogelbach coming in 36th.
Dude, Vogelbach, that's actually kind of a nasty pick. I'm definitely in on that.
Yeah, I don't have much of a problem with it. So the picks are in. Brandon Lau for me. Vogelbach for Emac. Jose Abreu for Spags. And Jake bringing up the rear. Justin Turner.
That's right.
That's exciting. It's going to be really satisfying when Brandon Lau goes yard. Really satisfying. I love picking home runs.
What?
I love this little game that we have.
One game. Everyone involved.
Yeah, it doesn't translate to, like, Chris and I did 100-yard running backs or wide receivers last year. It just doesn't have the same cachet. We don't even have it for the NBA. This just works perfectly. Everybody cheers for home runs. It's really fun to talk a bunch of garbage to everybody else when it happens, even though it's like basically super roll of the dicey. I love it. I love it. There's nothing more fun than arguing with your coworkers about things that are outside of your control.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best, right?
We got any new lineups yet? Any Dodgers? Any?
Yep, they're both in.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. I can actually run crunches now. I'm excited for this stuff. We're going to build some lineups after we get these crunches in?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just waiting for ownership to update one last time, and then I will be finishing my crunches. Also,
do you know if anybody out of the Dodgers and Padres lineups were changed out?
Freeze was the one guy I noticed.
Okay. That's what I figured as much. Chris is saying next NBA season we do a 50 burger of the night. Probably not the worst idea.
That's not bad. I mean, how often do guys score 50 points though?
So it would be 50 fantasy points. It'd be, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 a night, something like that on a full slate.
Couldn't you just pick like Anthony Davis every night?
Yeah, that's kind of that's like you usually get like 2 guys that you expect and like 1 or 2 guys that you don't. Maybe 40 is probably better. I don't know. That might not be aggressive. I'll run the data and find out. Oh, it's Brett. Never mind. So it's Brett and Chris working the Osimo YouTube handle. But I appreciate the suggestion, Brett. We're getting tagged in from everybody. How many people of this staff are watching this? I mean, I know that Laffy and Adam aren't, but other than that, appreciate everybody tuning in. Exciting. Lindor or Story on FanDuel? That's a good question. I want to answer that. I don't know what my answer is. I have 9% Lindor and 9% Story, but Lindor actually grades out better than Trevor Story for me. Lindor is $1,200 cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, Lindor's going to be lower owned, right? So that would be the only reason you do that.
Barely. 18% to 21%.
Okay.
Now Chris is using the Osimo chat saying, let's all tag ourselves. Now Tom is there. The whole crew, we're bringing the band together. Does everybody just want to come in? Everybody can join the appearing line or show. We can all just get everybody on here. I'm a fantastic producer. I can get everybody cropped as we go.
Where's Eddie? Where's Alex? Alex probably isn't busy at this time, huh?
Alex is drinking Cristal somewhere per Instagram. Eddie is 21 minutes from talking NBA. Who else are we missing?
Alex is doing what?
I don't know. He tagged something on Instagram about Cristal yesterday. I assumed he was at like a Cristal tasting or something because that's what ballers do.
All right. I want to be like that someday. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm drinking a $9 bottle of wine.
Oh, I'm drinking boxed wine tonight. At least that's the plan. So, not even a bottle for me.
No Cristal for me. Those motherfuckers are racist. I sip gold bottles.
If this is a reference, I'm not getting it.
It's a Jay-Z lyric. The people of Cristal were not terribly happy that Cristal became the go-to champagne of the rap industry. So Jay-Z went ahead and bought a share of Ace of Spades, and now that is like the go-to bottle. And I'll tell you what, tastes like champagne, even though it's expensive and stupid.
I don't think I've ever had that. I don't really.
It is a not cheap bottle of champagne to like a very ridiculous degree.
Boxed wine, Jake, you are better than that.
There's some box wine that's good.
I don't think it's bad. I think my parents gave it to me.
Yeah.
Like just as a here, you take this. We're not going to drink
it. If it's Franzia or something, that stuff's garbage.
No, it's not.
It's like Boda Box or something. That stuff's not bad.
Black box. I think it might be black box. So I think I'm in the clear as far as
not bad.
Sugary.
It used to be a staple here until the wife made more money and grew a wine palate. Okay, so we've got all lineups in. Have we seen any ownership updates? Now that yes, we did. 627. Well, 627 is the last one.
Okay. That doesn't have the new Padres lineups in.
Okay. Hey, Tom, since I know you're in chat, don't be afraid to run that.
A little bit of hockey news if anybody's playing or anybody in premium chat's watching. The Islanders completely blew up their lines down 3-0. So just check Slack if you want to see those.
You have 2 games tonight, correct?
2 games tonight. I don't think I'm even going to run another crunch for NHL because those lines are disgusting, and I don't really have a lot of Islanders anyways. So
whatever. Who plays tonight?
Islanders, Hurricanes, Canes looking to close it out, looking for the sweep after the Islanders swept Pittsburgh, and then St. Louis is hosting Dallas. That series tied 2-2.
Is that Canes game in Carolina by any chance?
It is.
Okay. Who would they play if they win this series?
They would play the winner of Bruins Blue Jackets.
Okay, I'm not going to try to seek those tickets. Should I try to seek out any playoff tickets?
Yes. You got to just turn on the game tonight if Carolina is winning. Their stadium, their arena is so loud. It's insane. It's absolutely packed.
Now maybe. It certainly wasn't whenever I saw them last year against the Maple Leafs.
Well, they weren't even good early to start this year. They just...
Oh, really? They're coming on? Who is the best dude on their team?
Probably Sebastian Aho. I don't know. They stole a guy from the Wild, Nino Niederreiter, mid-season for nothing. They're just a well-constructed team, and they're really fun.
Okay. I'll look into it. Shout out to Tom. In process of an ownership update. Really appreciate it. I get that it takes time. We are very happy that you put them out because they are the best in the industry. And sometimes you got to wait for greatness. I don't mean that sarcastically, even though most things that come out of my mouth are incredibly sarcastic. So I should try to get, what is it, Eastern Conference? Is it Eastern Conference?
It would be,
yeah. East and West now, or did they rename them like the Gordie Howe Conference or something stupid?
No. It's still East-West.
Is that the divisions? Are the divisions named after people?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
They're normal.
Okay. I can't keep track of it. I'd go. I wonder how expensive tickets are.
I mean, they're probably going to be expensive, but they would be worth it if you do think you'd enjoy going.
Oh, man. Today would be the perfect day to have a SeatGeek sponsorship. And if you're looking for those tickets, use the promo code AWESOMO at SeatGeek. Get yourself 20% off your first purchase. Done. You know what done means? It means we just got updated ownership for the entire slate. So shout out to Tom. Thank you so much for pushing that through. I don't know how you do it and play at the same time, but I guess people would probably say the same thing about doing a show and doing it too. So,
yeah, probably, but a little different.
Look behind the curtain just a little bit. Chris Sale, chalk pitcher of the day on DraftKings, 37%, followed up by the chalk pitcher on FanDuel at 30%. Are you running your crunches right now?
Yeah, I'm making a few manual adjustments for hockey, but I'm also running my crunches for MLB in the background. Did we get ownership?
We just did.
Nice. All right, I'll load that up. Start running.
You're coming from the Adam, or actually I guess it was Laffy on this show. Yeah, I just went through the entire process of ownership, listed 2 guys. You were like, oh, did we get ownership? I shouted out Tom. I did the whole thing.
Well, I know you shouted out Tom.
You are in the Laffy role for this one.
Yeah.
Adam went through like 5 of his likes. Laffy, I don't know if you were you watching the deeper dive for that?
Yeah, I'm sure we do that to each other all the time.
Oh, constantly. The
audience is probably like, wow, do you guys ever listen to each other?
Look, you start doing other things. You're aware of what's going on, but there's a lot of moving parts, especially when you're producing too. Like, I don't have a choice. Sometimes I'm just looking at chat or trying to get a link posted or something, and you're trying to be involved. You end up being really good at like doing multiple things at once. I feel like it's helped me in regular life to like manage multiple tasks.
I'm sure it has probably helped me. My girlfriend would probably disagree, though.
A little bit too much DFS work for you lately.
Just a little bit too much checking the phone for the scores.
I hear you. I can relate. Well, not too much about the scores. It depends when the slate is, I guess.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I'm not checking anything late. I'm just going straight to sleep and hoping for the best when I wake up in the morning. No sweats for this guy.
I don't know how you do that. Like for hockey, I stay up. If I've got a kind of a sweat going, I'm staying up and watching.
Can't. I got to be up too early to do all of the other stuff that we need for the next day. Like tonight, I could stay up and sweat something if it was going like particularly well. But on a Tuesday or something, when I know that I got to be up Wednesday morning to prep, I'll figure it out in the morning.
Yeah.
That's why I love like the split slate, so that I can actually sit back and check out day baseball. You know, we can get like 4 or 5 games at noon or something. I'm in for that.
Well, that's the only time you get to do it. So yeah, I would love that. I love the sweat. That's my favorite part.
I don't do well, man.
I know. Well, we were talking to each other yesterday, and you were pretty nervous. I had never heard you nervous before.
I was only nervous because it would have been 2 in a row. I wouldn't have been nervous otherwise, but I thought it was pretty dope that I had a chance to ship the same tournament back-to-back nights.
I mean, that is pretty cool. Yeah.
Normally, I wouldn't care. I'd just be like, I'm sure I'll fall. I'm just naturally pessimistic about these scenarios, too. So I just assume whatever I think is going to happen is going to go wrong. But it didn't. I did ship that tournament, and I did win it back-to-back. Shout out to the Beanbox. I'm coming for it. 3 peats.
I'm getting some interesting advice in the YouTube chat, if you saw that.
Yeah, Jason Kelly nailed that. Jake, just get married, then you guys won't talk to each other anymore. You can check your phone whenever you want. That is absolutely 100% pure on perfect advice.
Immediately it's like that? Like
no, I mean, you're like happy for a little bit. Not that you're unhappy. I don't want it to come out like that. But at some point in time, you cross the threshold where you're like, yeah, I'm just out of shit to say. We've lived together for 10 years. I don't have like new fun facts, you know?
No.
There's way more interesting stuff on. Thank God for technology and Netflix. It's like, I just don't understand how people did it before. Oh my God. Sean V coming back with the atrocious play at that price on a particular site. Now you're just trolling. At one point, I just thought you were completely uninformed, but now I understand that you're just a troll.
He's always trolling.
Well, no, I thought it was serious back in the day. I thought he believed what he said.
I mean...
Did you think it was always a troll?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I bit too hard.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of very strong takes that are backed up by little research / things that can be quantified.
A's Pirates getting a late start due to rain. But that was not unexpected.
Yeah, I think that was expected. So I'm not worried about that. We don't have a postponement risk.
Well, now Sean V is saying he's not trolling, and I just can't keep track.
Well, that's all right. He provides good content for us anyways. So
I just always assumed he was just bad content. I thought he was trying his hardest.
No. All an elaborate troll. In reality, that's just Tom and Alex on their burner account. Trying to rile us up.
Sean V, I need you to DM me your usernames. I want to know if you're actually backing up the garbage that you spew.
Maybe here's a thought. Maybe he's just trying to sway ownership, and he's just some shark. You know?
You think that's Papa Gates in disguise?
I mean, well, we do have the best show in the industry, and we do get the most views and stuff, Josh. So this would be the place to sway ownership.
I mean, that is very true. We do have the best shows in the industry. That is unquestionable, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
I'm not a troll. Come on, Jake. I just have takes. What research? Sale spin rate down. We know the velocity concerns on the fastball. White Sox are actually hitting.
The
funny thing is, I don't disagree with those three things. I disagree with that at that price, he's garbage.
It's the finality of your takes.
Yes.
Is
completely agree.
There's a range of outcomes for everything in sports.
Apparently not.
Play the games.
Yeah.
Play the games. So there's never a lock, especially in baseball.
No, there are no locks in baseball whatsoever. Here's a question for you. Let's say Chris Sale was $5K. How much do you think you'd play him?
$5K Chris Sale, 100%.
Okay, I agree.
Well, I mean, is that a trick question? Is there another answer besides 100%?
I didn't know if you would be like, 80. I don't like to go to anybody at 100 or anything like that.
No.
We're on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, he would be 80% owned, but that's still low owned.
Yeah. All right, FanDuel Crunch done. DraftKings Crunch almost done. Where you stand right now? Have you made any updates? Anything coming up new?
No, just it's going to be a ton of sale. Musgrove's popped up a little bit for me. I think he might have come up in our projections a bit since the last update. So, or the projections on the site. So I'm actually not mad about that at all. Because I think Musgrove's in a fine spot, and maybe I'll get less Oakland A's now because I was getting too much of them. Musgrove's not a guy I really love attacking. So that's really the only thing I'm noticing that's different. It's still going to be Ray and Eichhoff and Boyd in kind of that next range with Musgrove now, it looks like.
Okay. Any changes to your hitting exposures?
JD still my highest owned guy. Jose Ramirez, Lindor up there for me as well on DK.
All makes sense to me, man. I'm about to refresh. Crunch of FanDuel done. Crunch of DraftKings done. Nope, I need to rerun DraftKings because I do things out of order over and over again, and I need to improve my process. I'm the worst.
So you guys are all bringing up valid points in the chat. Look at the way Sale pitches. Do you really think he can hold up for much longer? No, but
yes.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We know about as much as you. He could fall off a cliff starting today.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't make him a bad play today.
Yeah, I want to be out in front of him if he normalizes. Not behind the curve.
Yeah.
That's where I stand for this kind of stuff. I would rather be wrong and find out that he goes on the DL for the rest of the season than ignore him and have him just be Chris Sale for the rest of the year.
Right.
Because you don't get a lot of opportunities to roster Chris Sale at 9,900. And I assume that I'm smarter than the DraftKings pricing algorithm.
That's a pretty good assumption.
When push comes to shove, that's what we're talking about.
Not that you're smarter. It's just the DraftKings pricing algorithm is not perfect. That's why they have pricing. That's why there's value.
Right. And when I look at it, even if I discounted Sale, dramatically, at best, he's the second best pitcher. Or at worst, he's the second best pitcher of this slate for me. It would take a lot for him to fall behind anybody other than Paxton.
I would agree.
And he can go out there and get shellacked here and throw 89-mile-an-hour fastballs, and we're all like, oh, cool. He's going to get Tommy John next week. Wouldn't shock me at all. But if Chris Sale normalizes, you'll never see him at 9,900 again this season.
Correct.
He's more likely to be 11K for the rest of the year than 9,900.
He should be
fully pitcher. Broken.
He should be 12 or 13K here.
Yeah. I mean, this is
close to healthy.
Would you say that this is about as good of a matchup as it gets?
Yes. Going back to the start of last season, the White Sox are top 3 in strikeouts versus lefties.
Yeah, it's just they K so much. There's a local pollen alert for the Red Sox-White Sox game, just in case that's relevant.
What pollen?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people have allergies. I don't know. All right, I have my FanDuel ownerships. 37 Sale, 21 Paxton, 11% Kevin Gausman, 11% Robbie Ray. Top stacks: Rays, Red Sox, Nats, Phillies, and Rockies. Red Sox and Nats will be the spot that I think carries me the furthest. If either one of those guys go off, I'm going to be in really good shape because I'm quite a bit above the field. Those are my two biggest diversions to the field.
Red Sox and Nats.
Yep.
I just you're going to be overweight on, well, especially in the Red Sox, good hitters. And that's always nice to do on a big slate while you can also play what you think are the best pitching plays.
For sure.
Just a soft pricing.
Yeah, they're too cheap. And worst case scenario for me, I'm betting on talent. That is my preference almost always.
Yep.
And there is certainly an abundance of talent in the Red Sox lineup.
That cannot be disputed.
Are you working on hockey right now or still baseball?
I am working on baseball. Hockey lineups are in. That locks right at 6. So I've got my baseball crunches going here in the background. JD going to be my highest exposed hitter by a pretty good margin, it's looking like, which I'm very happy with. I'm getting to more Tampa than I thought. So once I rank everything out, it might look a little bit different, but can almost guarantee JD is going to be up there still.
Yeah.
And Red Sox stacks. Although it's kind of weird when you're on the Red Sox and Mookie's not one of your highest exposed hitters.
Yeah. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely incredible.
Yep. He is. Would you put him second after Trout? Is that okay?
He's in the discussion then. So Trout is very clearly on his own tier. I think we would agree there.
Yelich is above Trout, and then everyone else, right?
I was gonna say, you get to Yelich, you get to some other guys. I think the discussion about 2 is the one that's up in the air, but it's Trout then everybody else.
Yep, we agree on that. Mike Trout, good at baseball. Only the hottest of takes here.
Yeah, I've basically never heard anybody say that.
No.
I don't know how you spit such incredible fire. But
I know
Mike Trout is really good at baseball. It's just a take that I haven't gotten to yet. And I must be new to the industry.
You are. You got some learning to do.
I've been trying to. I've been trying to learn at the church of Sean V, but it's just getting worse and worse. I'm going pretty hard on Sean V today, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know. A bunch of people are making the similar points. I mean, yeah, Sale's not a lock, but
no, yeah, and I don't want anybody to think that I think he's a no-brainer play today. But I'm playing GPPs to win, and him being Chris Sale is, I think, my easiest path to that.
Yep.
That's how that sort of stuff shakes out for me.
You take the raw points and you figure out the rest later.
I would much rather have James Paxton in cash for sanity's sake. Because if I were playing Chris Sale in cash today, I'd be incredibly nervous.
Right. I mean, wait, why would you be nervous in cash? No, wait. I don't agree.
Sale?
Another way around. Yeah.
Why would I be nervous in cash?
Shouldn't he be 80% owned in cash?
I mean, if he and Paxton are going to be relatively comparable in ownership, I'd rather just have Paxton and not worry about him getting bombed.
Okay.
I think Paxton is relatively close to Sale, but I'm willing to be more risky on Sale in a GPP. If I were playing cash, I would probably adjust Sale slightly to account for the lack of velocity, which I think would bring them pretty close to each other. At which point I would pick Paxton. Does that make sense? Or am I crazy?
I think I understand your thought process.
Would you? Yeah, so you wouldn't have a problem with Sale and cash today? I mean, not that I have a problem. I just prefer Paxton.
I would just play him because I would expect he'd be mega chalk. I would play Paxton, Sale, and cash.
Okay. Oh, so you would play them both in cash?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense to me.
I'd play JD and Probably Jose Ramirez, 4,300. Just like looking at a few guys here, there's just a lot of value at hitter.
I would probably be like Paxton Musgrove, honestly.
Well, I guess neither of us play cash, so
I certainly do not.
Yeah,
that's not my cup of tea.
Did you ever play cash? Because I never did.
Not really. I mean, there were times where I used to put like a bunch of head-to-heads in when I didn't have a single clue what I was doing. I have not really played much cash since then. Yeah. I probably should, honestly. It's really hard to manage a lot of different things while you're on the show. And now that like I could probably just dial in my sheet a little bit more to have that completely ready. But now I'm at a point where I can kind of just drop everything in and go. Like I'm locked and loaded now, but I mean, I guess I should be at 7:02.
Yep. I
have my DraftKings exposures. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not. 67% Chris Sale. 4% James Paxton. That I did not see coming.
That's something. Why only 4% Paxton?
Because of Sale, I guess.
What did you say? 67?
67% Chris Sale.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be more like 80 and 50. Yeah. So I'm going down with the ship with those two guys. Just eating all the chalk at pitcher today and gets weird with some bats, I suppose.
Yeah, it's basically like Sale and a lot of combinations. So Sale, I've got Gausman, Bieber, Ray, Musgrove, Kyle Gibson, but I've got a scattering of everybody. For hitters, Rays, Red Sox, Phillies, Rockies are carrying most of my ownership.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to get to some Rockies, but just too expensive for what I'm trying to do. Or I guess what I'm ending up on.
Yeah, look, I'm willing to take these risks. I'll take my chances. Chris Sale grades out as my best pitcher. He's the guy that I want to have. Who do the Yankees play?
Twins.
Yeah. That's part of the reason that I'm getting to less James Paxton. I assume I have some Twins. No, I don't.
I would have Nelson Cruz. Let's see where he ended up when I
basically don't have Twins or Paxton.
Oh.
I have 20% Paxton on FanDuel, where this is a very different story. But like I have Robbie Ray, Shane Bieber, Kevin Gausman, Mike Minor, Boyd, Glasnow, and Kershaw as all like the same guy at different salary tiers. So I have too many guys that grade out well for me to get to like a second key dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, none of it will matter. I mean, Chris Sale dictates my entire day. If he hits 30 fantasy points, I'm going to be in really good shape.
As will I.
That is what I set my target score threshold for on DraftKings for pitching. So I have Sale with a 36% chance of hitting that. That's the highest of the slate for me. Paxton second, Kershaw, Glasnow are the only two guys above 10%.
Just wait until Sale gets blown up. Just wait until the tweets we get.
Oh, look, I'm not even shocked. Look, this is the same thing that I did in his last start. Right now, I can't avoid it. Because like I watched his start. He was leaving a lot of balls up in the air, which is terrifying. But, I mean, people weren't touching him. He got lit up for 7 singles and 1 home run or something stupid. I'm never going to freak out over somebody getting hit for singles. He gave up 4 dongs. I would be way more nervous about that start. But he K'd 8. If base runners are on, like that, okay. I can't do anything about that.
First inning. So
what?
I'm just.
What did you end up with for Sale?
I'm trying to create an empty crunch so I can get these 600 and take my.
You're locked, right?
Oh, I know. I know. I got them in on Excel first, and then.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, we are locked.
Let's see. Move these to.
Right, it's 7:05 tonight, not 7:10. Okay. I believe so. Lineups are in, everybody. I hope that everybody has good luck tonight. If you're on Chris Sale, I'll see you at the top. If you're not, I hope you know I'm cheering against you. Unless you have Kevin Gausman, Shane Bieber, Robbie Ray, Joe Musgrove, or Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson in particular, at which point you and I are on the same page. Jake, what do you got for hockey this weekend? Anything going on?
Probably won't get to a hockey show tomorrow. I'm on both MLB shows tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll be in Slack, though. 67% Sale, 53% Paxton, 26% Boyd, 26% Eichhoff, bunch of Rays, Castellanos.
26% Eichhoff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm cheering against you on that one.
All right. Zunino up there. That's your guy you like tonight, right? Or is he more of a Yahoo play?
More of a Yahoo play, I think, but let me look. Actually, I assume I have a lot of him. No, he's more of an everywhere play.
I got a lot of Tigers.
I have 11% Zunino on FanDuel. I have 23 on DraftKings. He's my most exposed Ray.
Nice.
Should have took Zunino for the dong. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Live Before Lock, the promo code, 50% off your first month with us. Best of luck for all that you guys are doing. We'll have a strategy show in the morning with Jake and Emac. We'll have a Live Before Lock show tomorrow night with
Jake and
Emac. Doubling up.
Oh, yeah.
Fun stuff. Best of luck, everybody. We'll talk to you later.